Good evening, students. I'm going to make a video about how to go through the calculations, or more specifically, how to start from the bottom of your mobile and work up, calculating where each little string should be placed on each level that you make. Uh, so you're asking me for an example of how to do these calculations. You're really just calculating the center of mass on every single level. It's just the mass keeps adding as you make another level, and another level, and another level. Now, obviously, don't use the design that I'm going to go through. If I happen to coincidentally make one that's exactly like what you've already built, well, I guess I'll just have to change it. Uh, but make sure you don't use my design. I will be looking for that, of course. Also, I'm going to use masses. I'm not going to use an actual number for mass, but the masses I'm going to use are not going to be the same, so I'll use little subscripts for M1, M2, M3, M4. As you know, if you asked me this already, if you use the exact same mass all through the mobile, then this is much, much easier. But I'm going to go through probably the easiest way to do this, assuming that the masses are different. All right. So, first thing you should always do when making one of these is start at the bottom and work your way up. You could, in theory, start at the top and work your way down, but that would be very challenging in comparison to starting at the bottom and working your way up. So I'm going to draw it right here, and I'll reference this one a little bit. Starting at the bottom, I've decided to make a single stick going across, and I'm attaching two masses to it. We're going to say that we've got M1 and M2 hanging there, and a single mass going in between there. So this is the very bottom row, M1 on the left, M2 on the right, and there's going to be a string going up from there to the next level. What I need to know is where's going to be the center of mass. If these two masses are the same, the string is good, or the center of mass is going to be right in the middle of the stick, and that's where I would attach the string going up to the next level. If the masses are not the same, then it won't be in the middle. I'm going to assume that they're not the same. If yours are the same, well, then this is a little easier. If they're not, then you're going to do basically what I'm going to do. So I need to find the center of mass of this little location right here. So X for the center of mass is equal to, you do need to use some little g's in here, but I'm not going to put a little g in these because, as you guys know, this is a gravity device, as in there is no other force acting here. So whether this, even if the sticks are not negligible as far as their mass goes, little g is still going to cancel out of this equation. As in, if I take this mobile to another planet, like the moon, the sticks are still going to be level. All the calculations are still going to hold true on another planet. So I'm not going to put little g in here. So when we're calculating the center of mass, I'm going to say that the beginning or the endpoint over here, this left-hand side, is 0. And over here is x, as in the length of my stick. And so here M1 is at x of O, M2 is at little, you can call it x2, whatever you want, I don't care what you call it. But this mass is over here at 0, and this mass is a certain distance away. And whatever the length of the stick is, that's what this distance is right here. Center of mass is equal to M1 x of O plus. So the center of mass is M1 multiplied by its distance, which is 0, that's convenient, plus M2 multiplied by its distance, which is the end of the stick, divided by the total mass, M1 plus M2. Is this one 0? There we go. And that's our center of mass location. And so whatever you get right here, whatever this distance is, that's where the string should be attached to go up to the next level. Now when you go to the next level, let's say that we're going to put some sort of a stick going, I'll draw it. I saw a few people doing things kind of similar to this, so it's okay if yours is slightly similar, just hopefully not exactly the same. I've hung 1, 2, 3 masses on the next stick, and I decided to hang this one somewhere on the stick as well. Now this has to be a known distance. You cannot simply calculate where this string should be hanging down, going down to your bottom level. You have to decide where that's going to be. And then you're going to calculate where will the string be going up to the next level. I don't know where that's going to be, so that's what I'm going to calculate. I'm going to say that this distance right here is x of O. Once again, I'm going to make that 0. I'm going to make this one x2, right here where this mass is hanging, x3, x4. And on this level right here, I'm just going to put, since I used M1 and M2 right here, I'm going to put M3, M4, and M5. Mass number 3, mass number 4, mass number 5. I'm using a lot of subscripts for these because I'm assuming the masses are all different. And I want to know where's going to be the center of mass on this bar. I've already decided where I'm going to put everything. In fact, I could already have them attached, in fact. And I want to calculate where the center of mass is going to be. Where that is where I will tie a string to go up to the next level. Where do you guys think it's going to be? You think it's going to be over here in this region? This region right here? Maybe this region over here? It's possible to say. Maybe it is possible. Probably going to be somewhere in this region right here. You've got a larger stick over here and 2 masses, only 1 mass over here and a smaller distance, but you've got a lot of mass right here. So it's probably going to be kind of close to this one, and it will be typical that it will be close to this one. You don't want it to be at the exact same spot. If it's at the exact same spot, move something, but don't put it at the exact same spot, because if the string going up to the next level ties in the same spot as this one right here, then this doesn't count as a new level. They have to be off-center from each other. Make sure you read your little guidelines and rubric where it says the strings from one level to another have to be off-center from each other. All right. So calculating the center of mass of this one, I'm going to start off right here with that x center of mass. I'm going to call this, let's say this is x center of mass at level 1. I'm going to call this x center of mass at level 2, and this will be equal to M3 multiplied by x of O. Fortunately, I can say that this one is 0, which means that one will go away, plus both of these masses multiplied by this position right here. So I'm going to have in parentheses M1 plus M2 multiplied by x2, and then M4 multiplied by x3, and M5 multiplied by x4. What do you think I'm going to divide by here? All of the mass? That's absolutely right. M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5. Total mass on the bottom. M. There you go. And you can see, if these masses had actually all been the same mass, instead of having all these M1, M2s, M3, M4s and stuff like that, I would simply have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M on the bottom. And I would simply have M x of O, M x of 2, so, and M3, or M x3 and M x4. So I wouldn't have to worry about the subscripts to go with all those M's. I could just add M's together. Like those 2 M's would become 2M. So that'd be a lot easier if the masses were all the same. But it's totally okay if they're not. You just have to keep track of how much mass you have at each location and which one it is. All right, that will give you your x center of mass, or your center of mass 2 for this line right here. Wherever it is, you're going to measure from 0 over to whatever this value is. So let's say it ended up right here. And then we're going up to the next level. Let's see, how long has this video been so far? Oh, it's only 10 minutes so far, so I'm sure you guys are still well tuned in. All right, let's do one more level. And let's say that this one, we've done one level, the second level. Let's say we're doing third level, and Let's see, what should we do on the next level? Let's make it interesting. All right, on the next level, what we're going to do is add an extra little branch hanging down from that level. That doesn't count as another level. No, it does count as another arm, another branch, but that's not an additional level. Each of these is a level. So I've got a mast hanging out here on the end, two masts attached to a stick hanging out here at this location, one single mast out here at this location, and at this location we have everything else hanging down that we've already hung on this mobile. So let's see, we ended at M5 right here, so I'm going to start with M6, 7, 8, 9. Any guesses on where you think the center of mass is going to be? I mean, it's hard to say. I didn't actually get a number for this one, but we see we've got a lot of mass over here, decent amounts, just a single mass over here, so we're leaning this way on our center of mass. We've got a ton of mass hanging right here at this location, so that's pulling the center of mass this way. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere in here, most likely. All right, I'm going to set this up the same as before. I'm going to say that this is 0 right here, and I'm going to call that X of O. I'm going to call this one right here the single location, X2, X3, and X4. Notice I didn't use more than one X for this. These two masses, no matter what kind of stick they're attached to a single location right there. Alright, this one I'm going to call 0 again, so that one will just go away. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this. That one would have gone away whenever I put in numbers as well. Great convenience having that instead of a 0. Alright, the center of mass for this one, I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to put the equation right up here. X, center of mass number 3, is equal to M6 multiplied by X of O. M7 plus M8 multiplied by X2. I have to add those together in parentheses and multiply by X2. Oh boy, X3 right here is going to have a whole lot of mass. And if you want to calculate what all this is and then put that in your equation, that would be absolutely fine. I'm going to run out of room probably on there, but I'll try to put it all up there. Right here at this location, I've got M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5, all multiplied by X3. Plus one little mass over here, that's X or M9 multiplied by X4. Do you think we have to divide by all the masses on this one as well? Yeah, you do. So let's see, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. M1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's an awful lot to keep track of. Now, realistically, what you could do is you could simply say the total mass right here is a certain value and just put M for level 1. And then you could find the total mass for this whole level, and right here you can simply write M for level 2, which would be this level and this level together. And then after you get past that one, you could write, at the top of this one, you could write the total mass for everything you have so far, and that would be M for levels 1 through 3. And it would have to be a total. So then, instead of constantly writing all of this out, you just divide by the total amount of mass at each level when you're calculating a center of mass. So whatever you get for the center of mass location, you will place tie the string to the stick at that location. That would get you 3 levels right there. That would be done. You wouldn't necessarily have to have that guy either. You could for fun, but 3 levels is the minimum requirement. And I think that would have been good. Yeah. All right, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. This is due on Friday. Make sure you have your little report and everything to go with it. Make sure you have all these calculations shown as well. Basically, you're just showing you did your center of mass equations, and that should be sufficient enough. All right, see ya. All right, turn this off.